And we're live.
Squared.
It's Jeff squared, yes. And I'll gladly be the lesser Jeff.
I mean, there's no lesser Jeff.
Well, true.
There's no such thing as a lesser Jeff, Jeff.
No, I just mean because you're an awesome person, so you know.
Oh. So what are you doing? It looks like you're deconstructing.
I am. I'm doing crazy stuff. I've got I had a huge castle. That was on 1848 base plates with another row of 32 base plates behind it. So it was what, 8 feet by 6 feet.
So it's a small castle. Okay.
It's a small castle, yeah. And I mean, it was a castle I built based on someone's diagram. Someone mocked it up in a micro scale and put it up on Flickr like years ago. So I contacted the guy and said, "Hey, I'd like to build this castle in large scale because I like building castles. And for me, coming up with the inspiration for a castle can be kind of hard. Like
yeah,
it's just because when it's not like modern day structures. When you Google it, you can find a nice beautiful building with a castle. If you Google it, most of the time you find rubble because they're a little older.
Yeah, there's that.
And so I'm always trying to create castles or different castles, and this one I think was my 5th or 6th one in the history of making castles. So I've decided to build a new one because after I built that guy's version of it, I built about 3/4 of the castle, and I absolutely love the look of it. But then it's like, okay, now I need to start putting the figs in and detailing it, and I just couldn't come up with stories in my head. And I'm not a huge story person. But at the same time, I need to have some kind of flow in the thing, and I don't know, for some reason I just couldn't come up with it. Could have been because COVID was starting at that point too, and maybe I just wasn't sure what to do. I don't know, but so yeah, I decided. I put the castle away for a bit, and then I pulled it back up. Actually, no, it was sitting up on my table for the longest time. And I just decided, you know what, I can't get anywhere with this, so I'm just going to start disassembling it and build the new castle. That's where I've come up with those hexagon towers,
right.
Which has given me an inspiration. And after Fazoom's chat the other night, we were in the green room afterwards, and I was saying that I was restructuring it. Actually, I'm just going to pull up a picture here. It just taxed my computer a little bit more than it already is.
Fantastic.
I can hear my CPU fan, the fan just running high as I'm doing this. Oh, hey, Fazoom. Ember comes down.
Oh, hey, Chris. Well, as soon as your computer starts making Millennium Falcon noises, you know you're in trouble.
This is true. If Fazoom, if you want to join in, let me know. I heard me. Yes, you heard your name, and good morning, Jess. You heard your name, and therefore you appeared. It's amazing how that happens. I sent a chat out to our Canadian Brick Builders Facebook group, but Fazoom, if you're bored and want to join in, let me know. I can send you a link. Or anybody watching that. Well, it's basically Fazoom and Brickham's Den watching right now, according to the little counter in the corner. So, but yeah, so I'm taking this apart, and I was right. I was opening up that ML CAD because I'm still old school with my CAD Lego design.
That's okay. I won't tell anybody.
No, it's okay.
Okay.
File, castle. I'll open this one first.
So I've always been a person that's been like, I don't need no fancy computer to tell me how to build something, and I never thought out my builds, right?
Yeah.
So like for September, which is this month, I'm building this space miner spaceship, whatever that goes with, all that fun stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And instead of using like CAD or Studio or anything like that, I loaded up Space Engineers and was like, I could totally do this. So that's what I'm building it based off of.
Well, that's that. Yeah, I mean, that kind of idea is pretty cool, I think, too. For me, it's like I'm building something that's going to be like, I'm just throwing it up here. This currently is 8 feet, 8 feet. Yeah, so it's large, and like it's just using those hexagon towers. This is what I originally had, one that was squared off. It's also not close by, is it? No, it's not. And I was using kind of the same amount of towers. I've added 4 towers here, and then I started saying, well, my towers, just zooming in, my towers are hexagon shaped, right?
Mm-hmm.
So why don't I play off the angles of this hex to get something more, I don't know, more interesting looking. And I kind of like the way the towers were all aligned. And while I was in the chat, I was showing this to a few guys after Fazoom's chat a couple of minutes ago, and John Rudy was in there, and he said, well, why didn't you turn it into a spiral? And I'm like, ooh, like that right away. It's like, ooh, wait, a spiral up a hill. So I started to map it out, and then I realized it's just with the angles, it's kind of hard to play with. Whoops, didn't want to do that. So, but that's one of the things I want to do is I just want to kind of map it out. I need to build a few more of these hexes and just kind of map it out more on the on some tables and stuff, and just see if it's possible. But yeah, if I had it basically, spiral up the hill all the way up to the top, and then have like a castle, a decent sized main keep on the top, I thought that'd be kind of a cool idea.
Oh, yeah, that's a cool idea.
Yeah.
John Rudy be focused on building the Beartime Jamboree.
Yeah, he should be. I agree. Yeah. I 100% agree. So, but he's got other priorities apparently.
Whatever.
Well, he did say he had it completely digitally built though too, right? So he's there. And I mean, when that's my sister just dropped in. He says, who I was talking to a few minutes before on Facebook Messenger. So, yeah. But yeah, I mean, when you're building in that scale, it does make sense to go digital first, just because then you can figure out what you need, right? I mean, for that thing I was just sharing, the castle like this. I'll just pull it back up again since my sister joined in. Well, that's
that castle, like, you don't want to be like, okay, I've got all the parts, but then be down 200 because of miscalculation in your head. So like, the mapping out really does help. It's just
for sure. Yeah. And I mean, for me, it's for this mapping out that I did, it's whoops, that's the wrong one again. Keep on opening the wrong one. File and OCAD castle. So for this one, just because my sister dropped in, I might join in a minute and I'm real building something I don't know. I don't want to cause online. All right, I'll send you a link in a minute, Chris. Because Anyway.
Well, is the Wi-Fi at Waffle House that good? Can you join in there?
I think it is. It must be. I mean, he's a regular, so they've probably upped it for him, right?
Yeah, probably.
I like how if I can just send it to him on Instagram. I was gonna say I like how I typed into Zoom and in the Facebook Messenger, and it knew who I was talking about.
Love it.
Yes. And invite. No, that's not how I invite. How do I invite now that it's running?
Hey, just hit the little invite thing at the bottom.
Oh yeah, there it is. Sorry, I missed it. It disappeared. I'm used to it being up in the menu. Like you have to click on the actual stream. But yeah, that makes sense. Message. Chris, I'm sending you a link right now in Facebook. No, in Instagram Messenger. Whatever that's called. That thing where things happen.
Instantly?
So. Instantly, yeah. But yeah. I mean, like for that castle display, I haven't built the towers fully. I mean, I've built one fully out of real brick, and for the rest of it, I'm just kind of doing the MLCAD just as a mapping, just to figure out what's possible and how big the space will be. Right.
Right.
I don't want it to be 8 feet by 8 feet, because I don't have the room for 8 feet by 8 feet in here. I mean, I do have a large room, but I've been I know that when my air conditioner starts up, that my audio quality goes downhill.
Oh,
And Rick's trying to get in here as well,
oh, cool.
but he's getting camera issues.
That sounds
How
like
do you apparently can't chat on there, so now I'm on my iPad. Gotcha. But yeah, anyways, with my Lego room, I've got these two big metal pillars in the middle of the room that's holding up the rest of the house. So I can't complain about that, but
right.
it kind of puts a hamper in putting a bigger display in this room, unfortunately. So anyway, what are you working on, Jeff?
So right now, Emily's still asleep. So I'm in the living room playing Cyberpunk 2077.
Okay.
But besides that, before I was working on the Cyberpunk City thing that I'm doing, and I was last night. We got like an estimate on when our whole house will be done because we still only have half a house.
Okay.
And I was so like if I don't like something in the house, I will rearrange furniture until it suits what we both need and everything else.
Yep.
Last night I was theorizing what's going to happen when when our king size bed gets out of our current bedroom.
Yeah.
We go to the and Emily was really funny about it. She's like, "Well, why don't you just like get a couple of tables, put it together, and slap it against the wall, where the bed was, and then you can make that your build table." I'm just like looking at her like, "Who are you? What's happening right now?" So
she is awesome. That's
she is awesome. But and Don and I talked about future plans after the Cyber City thing we do. We want to do an adventurers layout, like steampunky adventurers layout. So, and then the last thing I think we're going to do is an ice planet layout.
Ooh, cool.
Because that's our jams. That's what we grew up with.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I love the idea of collaborative builds, and I mean, Dave Coutis and I used to do them with the classical space stuff years ago, and I mean, we've done it with train layouts and stuff, but I mean, those aren't like train layouts aren't necessarily the same idea because it's it's a town, everybody does it. But yeah, I love the idea of collaborative layouts. Actually, 3 castles ago, we did a collaborative castle display as well in at our BrickFest, I should say, back in like probably 2014, 2015, and a few people joined in on that where it was just we had a modular road system or modular trail system, I guess. I'm trying to think of a better word for it, but and people just built onto the roads and built in their own little displays to the attach. So we had like 2 castles, one on either end, and then kind of a middle ground. It's pretty fun. So
sounds like it.
Are we talking about Lego layouts? Yes, Yvonne, we are talking about Lego layouts because that is the fun thing, and that's what I'm taking apart currently.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the whole collaboration thing, that's one of the things. I don't think I ever really did it well, other than Moonbase back in the old days of BrickFest. So I'm switching it the other way, where everybody would bring their Moonbases and hook them all up together. Like that type of stuff was always just fun because you have a pattern, you fit into it, and then you just you build your imagination towards that. I'm kind of making it sound like it's constraining, but it's not. But you know what I mean? Like you build something that fits the pattern, and then you have fun. I'm gonna move some bins around here. I don't need like gray right now. So.
Some of the problems that I'm having currently with the ship number stuff is that like the ship is easy to build. It's basically 2 lumps on either side and then a long skeletal frame along the middle to do what it's got to do. And I'm trying to incorporate the miner's base into it, and I'm just it's a little bit of a struggle because I want
Yeah.
everything to be modular, but
Yeah.
I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But I'm also
yeah. Go ahead.
yeah, but I'm also doing something that is like very piece intensive, and like I should have somebody else helping me out on this, but I'm stubborn.
Fair enough. Yeah, and yeah, like, and just for my sister, she's probably the only one that doesn't know what September is. September is ship, which is a spaceship, but also a super huge investment in parts, SHIP. So in the month of September, or 30 days around the month of September, you either start in September or end in September, but you can only build for 30 days, 31 days, I guess. And you have to build a spaceship that's at least 100 Lego studs long. And you post it on Flickr. I think it's still where it gets posted. Maybe on Instagram too. I'm not sure. And yeah, it's just kind of a fun thing. It's like everybody builds their own ships, but some of the best spaceships come out around this time, like some of the best largest spaceships. And a lot of people do like micro scale. Like I prefer micro scale when it comes to that, like not using the minifigure, just because you don't have to do the interiors as much and stuff. But at the same time, micro scale's still kind of cool too. Or minifig scale is still awesome too. But I've never been able to find a good inspiration for that scale.
So the thing that Chris does is what I'm basing this off of is that Chris will build the frame of the starship first.
Yeah.
So like he'll have all the fancy crap and everything else on the outside of it.
Yeah.
And it's awesome. But then he'll build on the inside. He'll build like a modular crew quarters and stuff like that. And that's what I'm attempting to do.
Okay. Cool. That's awesome. And Chris was asking if the old castle medieval village standard is still around. I think it is. I mean, it could have been changed into a mills type of layout now too, where it's a little higher up. I mean, we had to find our own, which was basically just the same idea as this, where it's just one brick off the road or off the base plate, and then your roads were 10 or 12 studs long and came in at one of the crossroad type things, like in the center of each base plate. But but yeah, I'm assuming that standard still lives somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. I didn't realize my sister had already heard it.
Your sister's hip. She's cool. She knows what's up.
Yeah. Well, she's been lurking, following me.
Mm-hmm.
Not creepy because it's my sister, but
Yeah, I know what you're doing.
But yeah, I need to get out and see my sister one of these days.
Yeah, I'd like to take Emily and I would like to take a trip to the Pacific Northwest at one point to visit, our sister. So, kind of how it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen. Yeah. No, go ahead.
Sorry. What's NS in Canada speak, Jeff?
Yeah, I was just going to translate. So on our Canadian Brick Builders chat, Jeff, Ottawa Jeff, just for some reason I can't think of his name right now. He's heading to Nova Scotia. So he's driving from Ottawa to Nova Scotia, which is probably a day's drive. I've never actually done it, but he's basically got to go through Quebec, and Quebec's pretty large. But yeah, so he's driving out there, and apparently he's got mouse nastiness in his gear. I'm assuming that's mouse crap versus actual mice, but I don't know what else mice can do that's nasty. Actually, I don't want to think about what else mice would do that's nasty. Anyway.
So, hey Jeff, I have a silly question because I don't know anything about Canada that much.
That's fine.
Isn't Nova Scotia like the redneck capital of Canada?
I don't want to say either way. I mean, it's like when you get out to the East Coast, I mean, the lifestyle is a lot different. I wouldn't say it's redneck necessarily. No, we don't have, sister sharing or, wives being your sisters. Right. That's what I think of redneck. So I apologize to anybody that's, married to their sister in the States. No. But yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's just definitely there's a different accent and stuff when you get out there. I mean, Newfoundland, in Canada, everybody, like all the Canadians, everybody's Canadian. When we talk about like the really bad accents, that would be out in like Newfoundland. But I mean, at the same time, people in Newfoundland say that we have horrible accents, right? Like, I was watching a car driving program the other day on YouTube, Motormouth, and the guy's based out of BC, and he's an old car reviewer that used to do stuff. Hey, Rick, he's joining in here.
Hey, Jeff.
How are you?
Hey, what's up, Rick?
Good. I'm good, thanks.
Yeah, my sister agrees, Newfoundland. And my sister drove from Barrie, Ontario, which is like 6 hours south or west of Ottawa, to PEI, which is even further to Nova Scotia, and it was a 24-hour drive. So. But
hey, Yvonne. I drove to New York once, Pennsylvania, for a wedding. That was a long drive.
I've gone to Virginia 5 times now for like brick fests and brick fairs.
Wow.
And although that's a long drive, you usually have a car full of Lego fans, so the drive tends to go pretty quick. And I think my worst one will be Alabama in January. So, which is 16-hour over 2 days.
Yeah.
So, but I'm actually looking forward to that. I hope we can go.
Yeah.
So.
With things that I was now, all that's going in the South right now. Yeah, it's not good.
No.
Nope. We're not going to mention it, but you know what I mean. Thou shalt not be named. But anywho, Rick, what are you up to this morning? What are you doing?
Well, I was watching some of the 20-year anniversary 9/11 tribute.
That's right.
Yeah.
George Bush is talking right now. I'm recording that so I can watch it later undisturbed. But when I saw you guys were on, I thought I'd pop in and hang with you guys for a bit.
That sounds good.
Yeah. And now I'm just going to get on with cleaning my display area, or rather my build area, because it's just littered with brick. And I can't get into a flow of creativity because it's just, So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've taken to try to clean up my space after a rebuild. Like the problem is when you have 3 or 4 different builds going on and you switch between, it's like you constantly having to switch.
Yeah.
So it doesn't work that well. I just dropped a piece. Oh well.
So yeah, that's the thing. I get done with one, and then while I've got the pieces out, my brain starts going, "Ooh, I could use that for this and that for this." And more pieces come out, and it just never gets any better.
Yeah. That sounds about right. Yeah.
Yep.
So
the struggle is real.
When you guys say clean your build space, I take it you guys don't mean to shove everything to the left and go from there?
That's that's kind of what I've got right now, is everything shoved to the left or the right. But the piles are getting like, well, here, I'll show you.
While he's doing that, I do. I also shove things to the right sometimes. I mean, you can see off to the far right or the far side of the screen past Rick's hand there that there's a bigger pile past that envelope.
Yes.
Look at that little pile there. That's been shoved.
And then over there are bins, and there's more bins down underneath the desk here, which you can't see. So it's a disaster.
It's a beautiful disaster.
Yeah, it's not bad to look at, I guess, but
I'm envious of your desk area for sure.
Thanks, I appreciate that. I'm envious of your massive collection.
Well, I'd rather have a good desk area than wait. I don't want to say that anymore because I do want a massive collection too. But,
yeah. When I started, before I got into Lego, I built this desk. For drafting purposes, because that's my business. And so I wanted to have enough desk space that I could lay out some drawings and have a lot of viewing area. And while I was at it, I just picked up a bunch of these IKEA desks off Kijiji.
Yeah.
Jeff, just so you know, Kijiji's like a local American Jeff. It's like a local classified ads, kind of like Craigslist.
Oh, okay.
So I hunted on Kijiji the desk that I've got, or the original desk that I had, I bought in 2001. 2001 or 2002. So it was an old IKEA desk, and it's got a certain underframe, which is like you can't bump your legs. There's no desk legs for you to smash your knees into. So I love that. So I hunted and I found a bunch, put it all together, and I've got this almost complete circle, or square rather, of desks. So
what's the size, would you say? Is it like 10 feet type thing or bigger?
Yeah, let me get my I don't know if I have a measuring tape down here.
Wow, he's got to pull out a measuring tape to measure. I'm not going to
go I would say 10 by 10.
10 by 10, okay.
Easily, yeah.
I mean, mine's probably 6 by 8, maybe a bit bigger.
Yep.
But my work computer with 3 monitors,
yes,
is there too. I mean, like here's my 3 monitors and on the curved desk, and I have a little bit of space here, but that's crap most likely. And then my build area is just another one of these smaller IKEA tables off to the side. I also have, just going to put this back now. I also have the frameless.
Oh dear. And
I also have a camera that just fell on the floor.
You have a floor cam. Cool.
Yeah, and there's my floor of tiles too. Where'd it go?
Yay.
There. That was today's amusement ride. I built it so I basically only have legs on the two outer edges and then along the back. So I've got I basically put a wooden frame underneath it.
Oh, cool.
Using like 1 inch by 1 by 6 panels. So I found someone on Pinterest. I had found that they built a frame to go under it. So I have no legs from the one corner all the way to the other corner. So I have free reign. I don't have to worry about bumping my knees.
Yes.
And it's super sturdy. So,
well, this is it. And I lucked out. I really lucked out. I found a woman who was giving away the wrong color desktop, but it came with all of the black support legs that I really wanted. And she was just giving away for free.
Oh, wow.
So I went to her house. The desktop was in terrible shape. It was stained. It was water damaged. It was just disgusting.
Yeah.
And she says, "This is why I'm giving it away." And I said, "That's great." So I took it all and ditched to the tabletop. I held on to them for a bit. I was going to try and maybe sell them for, $20 or something like this. But then I just decided, toss it. Nobody's going to want to buy it. Kept the legs and then found more tabletops to build it. And I actually still got more legs and support systems somewhere upstairs that I can't use because I don't have enough desktop. But this is all I need. But Jeff, you've got something I don't have, and that's excess space to the side of your build area to display all your great stuff.
Well, I mean, I have the shelves behind me. This desk is actually wedged into those Ivar shelving.
Okay.
So I've lost like a foot. Yeah, about a foot underneath that shelf on the one side.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I don't want to say how much I've probably spent on Ivar shelving in this room. And actually that back wall, like this wall right here, I used to have deeper bins. So I needed the deep Ivar shelves. Yep. And now that I've got over to the Home Depot bins that I've been using and all the Plano and the small bead boxes from Michael's, I don't need that depth anymore. So I'm actually debating whether or not to flip this out for the thinner ones.
Oh, okay.
Just because that will give me an extra 6 inches of room. But at the same time, it's like that's another investment, right? And right now, I'm not going to IKEA anytime soon. So
yeah, well, that's
because I'm not near one. No,
I mean, I forget when it was that I bought. I think it was maybe March that I finally invested in some shelves, and you can see them behind me there. So I've got the. IKEA. This is a what's it called?
Billy's?
No, it's not. It's the PAX wardrobe. So that's the shallow.
Okay, yeah.
This is a shallow PAX wardrobe, and then there's two deep ones right there.
Yeah. Okay. Is that the way upstairs?
Right here. Say again.
Is that the way to your upstairs? Going that way?
No. Actually, that's over there.
Oh, okay. I'm just trying to figure out in the dark when I'm raiding your house where.
Well, here, let me pan around. So here's the rest of my basement. It's a disaster, so pay no attention to that. But there are the stairs. You can see the stairs over there.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, follow the light. Head to the light. Yeah,
I've had this since I bought my original desk, and this I used to have 1/16 scale model cars in, which I still have. I still have the model cars. Just have to bring them out of storage, which is my mom's house. That's free storage.
And I don't want to write this on the screen, but my sister said it, so I feel obligated.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. We're not going there.
I guess if you're working from zero, it certainly does.
But yeah, I was actually after our chat last night, and I talked to a few guys in Communicator and stuff or in messaging services. I've been debating getting another one of these half arch IKEA tables. Again, Lemon is the one I use, or Lemon, whatever they're called.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But the curve one has been available for 3 or 4 years in Canada, and it just recently is no longer available in the States. And I was thinking, I'd like to get another one on Kijiji or Facebook Marketplace or wherever, so I could actually have a bit more of an arch, maybe a table in between. But then I started playing with my Visio diagram of my basement. Yes, I have a Visio diagram of my basement, pulling it out as we speak. And what was that?
No judging.
No judging.
No, you know what? It's the same idea as the MLCAD for figuring out a big layout. It's easier to move stuff around virtually than it is to move stuff around in real life, right? So I mean, and I'm just gonna throw it on the stream here. This is my basement. This is where I'm sitting right now, and I've got a raised table up here where I do my bricklink orders. I have enough room for 6 tables, six foot tables along here, which is where my train layout usually would be. And then this is over here is where my castle is going to be. But I've tried rearranging the room and getting in another curved desk, and there's just no way. I mean, I can totally fit it in, but then I lose all this table space. Mm-hmm. So I'm kind of stuck here in the corner right by my furnace. So, when the AC kicks in, everybody knows it.
Likewise.
At the same time, I could probably do some more insulation on this wall behind me. But, that's
sometimes when I'm making videos, and I say sometimes because I haven't been doing that in a long time, the furnace will kick on and I have to wait until it's done, or even go upstairs and turn it off before I can do my next take, because it's just right there. So I want to build a sound attenuating wall right there just to kind of block that sound.
Yeah.
You've got a larger basement than I do, because you've got see where the wall is, where it goes from your build area to that sort of sitting area.
Oh, back here, yeah.
Yeah, my basement ends at that wall. Okay,
roughly. Yeah, this is well, I mean, this wall here is 18 feet. And 9 and 21. So it's about 30 feet, but I mean that includes my my staircase area, which doesn't really work. And I'm 22 feet across. Yeah. And I mean, this area here was just I have a concrete wall right here, so I'm kind of stuck with that. But I mean, this is my kid's gaming room, really my son's gaming room, because he's the only one in there. And there's a bunch of Lego in this room and an old fridge that I don't use. But I mean, I think eventually when the kids decide that we don't need this room anymore, I debate actually moving some stuff in here. This might become more of a storage room or a display room. I don't know. And Janie always jokes around that this is her future bedroom when she comes to live with me when she's too old. Of course, my sister might want the same thing. I don't know. Now I'm thinking about it. She is older than me. Anyway. But so yeah. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, I was just going to continue blabbing about Visio, so go for it.
I was going to say, American Jeff, what are you up to?
I'm just playing Cyberpunk this morning, and I've been up since 6, so I'm an early riser. So.
Well, now what time is it where you are now?
It's 9:30 or 10:05 right now.
Okay, so you're an hour behind us. Okay.
Yeah. And I'm do a couple yard sales as I do.
Oh,
and,
cool. I was really into that before COVID, and then
yeah.
What's your success rate for yard sales? How often are you finding something that you can actually, want to buy?
In Oklahoma, scalpers are a problem when it comes to most toys. You have to get there early. The garage sale that I went to last week was a vintage, not vintage, but it was a toy garage sale.
Okay.
And I got there, and the one thing that I wanted was wiped out, and I was like, damn it. But overall, it's it's 40% success, 60% failure.
Yeah, that's not bad. I mean,
No.
like you're getting successes, right? So,
yeah.
And do you actually target, like, target probably not the right word, but do you actually, like, do you know what a lot of the yard sales have before you go, or is it miss?
Sometimes I'll ask for pictures from the yard sale person.
Yeah, okay.
And I'll message them beforehand if, you know, there's anything major that, you know, I can't live without. Like 2 weeks ago, there was a older couple that was selling all of their kids Lego.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, whatever. It's Lego from now, but like, what I didn't realize was that the older couple was my parents' age, so almost 75.
Yeah.
And they had like classic space, classic pirates, everything, and they only wanted like $40 for it. And I was like, I will be there soon to pick up all of it.
Yeah.
And the grandfatherly type held up like a monorail track and was like, do you know what this is? And I was like, yes, I do. I will be there soon. But somebody got there and beat him to the punch and talked him down to $30. So it's like, damn it!
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, because I was
even took advantage of them. Oh man!
I was going to give the old man $100 and be like, "Don't worry about it. Here you go. Thanks. Bye."
Yeah.
It's not it's not the 40 or whatever, but like,
yeah,
I would feel bad for getting all that.
And I guess being an older couple, you couldn't have just PayPal'd them,
and then he'll just pay me back. So it's not a bad thing, that's for sure.
Oh, that sounds cool. And I guess they're a used toy store, or they're or a collectible toy store.
So they have retro toys from the 80s there, and 90s and 70s and 60s, but they also have some of the newer stuff that's coming out by NECA and Todd McFarlane. So a good mix of both.
Gotcha. Okay.
Like, it's the only toy store that I know of that has the Blade Runner spinner from back in 1982 or 84. Mm-hmm. And those were only released in like limited quantity, and you could either buy the 4-pack or you could buy the single cars. The single cars you just can't find them anymore, packaged.
Yeah.
And like that's kind of my next big buy. The car looks horrible, but Blade Runner. So But, I mean, it's hit or miss. That was a long answer to a very simple question. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I've never done the yard sales. I mean, I've had a few yard sales, but you'll never find Lego at my yard sales. But yeah, I was just curious because I mean, I hear, like, I know Jeff. I'm going to remember his name eventually. Ottawa Jeff. Why can I not think of his last name? It's annoying me now.
Brendan?
Yeah, Jeff Brundage. Thank you, Brundage. I don't know. It was hard. It was big words. And I could have just hovered over his picture on Facebook Messenger and saw it. But yeah, I know he does a lot of yard sales, and he's gone to a lot of yard sales. And I know he's got a pretty good basement size full of Lego that needs sorting. And that's not me offering my services, although, I could help, I guess. But yeah, like, it's just, I don't know. I've never been into the yard sale type of idea.
Oh,
just because I don't know. I mean, Dave does it with Value Village, like our local Salvation Army type places, and I don't. I have a lot of Lego, obviously, because I know I do, and I don't necessarily need to add more to my collection. I mean, nowadays I just bricklink what I need, or buy sets that I like, but
right.
I don't want to have to go and try and get some of that stuff. Although, you see some Facebook lots and they've got like a classic space, like a trans yellow plate in it. And it's like, okay, I want that.
Yep.
Just to see what else is in there. But it's like, I don't know if I want to spend the money and go through the cleaning process. That's just another thing to do. Right. So I don't know. Oh, my sister's back. She's been having issues. She's getting old, as we mentioned earlier. So now she's on her phone.
I've been out to a few yard sales. I haven't really scored anything big yet from them. Before, like in late 2019, when I say late summer 2019, there was a house around the corner from my house, which was awesome because it was right around the corner. And they had a friend's set, which I don't typically go for, but they were asking $3.
Oh, well,
and
go for it.
It was sealed, and I was like, I can take that for sure.
Yeah.
So that was pretty good. Other than that, I haven't really found anything super duper at a yard sale. I've had better success on Kijiji, Facebook Marketplace.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean it's easier than going to a yard sale, obviously, as well. And I better stop bugging my sister because she said I'm going to get coal for Christmas. But that means I actually get something for Christmas. So that's just me being sarcastic, of course, because I get lots of Lego for Christmas because I buy it for myself.
There you go.
And my kids, and that ends up becoming part of my collection too eventually.
So what are your plans for the day, Just Jeff? Any day plans? For lack of a better.
He's Batman. He's going to be, he rests during the day and fights crime at night.
Oh, right.
I don't know if he can even hear us because he's not responding. So.
How's this? Is that there?
Oh, that's better. Yeah, we can hear you now.
All right, so I think Emily and I are going to go grocery shopping.
Nice.
I think that I'm going to use some wow words. Come on, Jeff. I think I'm going to try to persuade her into letting me get some cork boards because the Hot Wheels are becoming a problem.
Oh, yes.
Man. So those have been my latest. So going back to finds, those have been my latest big finds. Is that so? There was a company called Ertl, ERTL, and when Batman '89 came out, they had the licensing rights to the Bat vehicles, so like Batmobile and everything else, right? And they made Micro Machine style stuff, and they made full size stuff. But I didn't know about the full size stuff until I walked into my toy store and was like, "What are these?" And it's based off Batman the Animated Series and yada shmada. And it's one of those instances where I feel bad, but on the other hand, I didn't know how much they were worth at the time, and neither did the store owner. I spent like $6 and then made the mistake of looking at how much they are on the internet. And I could sell all of the stuff that I got for $100 each.
Man.
And I'm just like, I don't know what to do now.
Sorry, is that $100 each?
$100 total for 5 or 6 cars.
For $6 worth of.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I feel bad. The toy store owner has always done me right.
Oh, I see.
He bought some items for me a while ago, and I've made him about $12,000 from the items that he bought for me. I'm not going to get into what they are, but I'm pretty sure you two know. They're little minifigures, and so I sold some to him, and it made him a good amount of money. And he's basically like, whenever Jeff comes in, it's 70% off of whatever he wants to get. So, but again, though, I still feel bad because those cars are really neat. But yeah, good times.
Well, I wouldn't feel too bad. They are like, they may be listed as a certain value, but you have to actually sell them to get the value. Right? Something's only ever worth what it's worth when you actually sell it, right?
Yeah, tell me about it. I'm learning that with my bricklink store, and like I've had to, I cut everything down by 10% in price, hoping to get rid of some inventory, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
What's your store?
It's just Jeff Bricks.
Well, now I'm going to look.
Buymystuff.com.
Buy my stuff.
Jeff Rendage is talking to us through our Facebook Messenger group, and he has said he used to think they were cute, but they have a dark side. I'm assuming he's talking about yard sales. And then they'll be the real reason force fields will be created. I'm not sure where.
What's even happening?
Yeah, I don't know.
I went, so when I was out going to a number of them, a couple of times I went to one or two and said, "Do you have any Lego?" Because it was quite a lot of stuff. Rather than look around, I'd rather just get right to the Lego.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, "Oh, sorry, somebody just beat you to it." And that happened 2 or 3 yard sales in a row that day. So there's somebody in my area that's obviously hot to trot for Lego, and
you just got to be up earlier.
Yeah, this is it. And I was up pretty early, but he was coming in like 7:20, before the yard sale even starts, and hoping that people were out in the driveway setting up and were willing to let the stuff go. So every once in a while you'll see a yard sale that says no early birds, 8:00. So don't come early.
Early birds are the worst.
Yeah. They do get the worms though.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wait, does that mean that they have worms and therefore they're diseased?
Wonderful.
Anyway. Yeah, bad humor. You deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a great idea for a mock. There's a competition on right now called Friendship Timber. You guys might have seen it on Instagram. Rick Snaps, Martin, and who else is running it with him? Oh, Virginia Bricks? No. I forget
Kate Hunter or
no, it's not. No, it's not Kate. It's I believe it might be Brick Snaps and Virginia Bricks. Anyways, you have to build a spaceship, an airship, or a sea ship in friendship colors. So it's cool. Well, I had a great idea to use a newly released set in a mock, but the instructions aren't available yet. So I'm pretty much pooched on that.
No, what set is it? Well, what's the set that you're going to use?
The guitar, the Fender guitar.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Unfortunately, the instructions are not available for me to be able to build it. So I'm either going to have to go and watch somebody who has built it on a stream and just kind of try to follow along. Because I really do want to make something with the guitar. So
I haven't heard like any references to I bought my first real 6-string from the 5 and done. Like with that guitar coming out, and it's really kind of disappointing. I'm just saying.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, Bryan Adams, Canadian icon. Come on.
There you go. Yeah.
There's lots of them. Canadian icons that are singers.
Yes, there are.
Man.
Oh, I guess I should take tiles off of this before I start ripping out plates.
Here, I'm going to show you guys a nightmare. Well, that's
I thought you meant the ceiling fan. I don't know. Oh yes.
Oh my. Wow.
Yes.
Well, you know what? Hold on. Let's give this the respect it deserves.
Oh, cool.
Wow.
What are those cube-like things in the back there, Jeff? Those like rock are those
the tower?
burps and burp?
Yeah, those are burps.
Cool. Oh yeah, okay, cool. Wow, from a distance it looked like they were cubish. Cuboid.
Yeah, Jeff, you've got a bit of cleaning to do.
Yeah, that's a bit of a
That's build table 1.
Let's see, build table 2.
Now we know why he wants a build table 2.
Yeah. Yeah, we got to be quiet because Emily's sleeping. So just 1 second, all
right? Ladies and gentlemen, we're heading into Just Jeff's build table 2 area, where his girlfriend/wife is currently sleeping.
On the table?
Not on the table.
But below the table.
Okay.
Oh my God. Oh. Yeah. So when you're done with builds, you just kind of throw them?
You're not wrong. Have I ever shown you guys the Lego closet?
Not your new one.
No.
I mean, I think we saw pictures, but yes, awesome.
Sets that I haven't built.
Mm-hmm.
There's a bit of a backlog.
That's cool.
Backlogs are fun. That's a cool boat.
Yeah.
That box is upside down. You're gonna have to fix that right away.
Oh, yeah.
No.
The Batmobile collections. This is awesome.
That's a couple of them.
Yes.
That's one thing of bulk. I have a couple of stuff.
I haven't seen many Boston covers, so I don't know what Zoom's talking about.
I'm gonna have to look that up. I mean, I can say that the answer is no, but I'm gonna look that up.
This is my medieval version of the Justice League because I wanted to make a boat. So,
that's awesome.
Oh yeah, cool.
Yeah.
What, Boston album covers or?
It's going to be something like that for Zoom. I've never seen that before, but it will be something like that. Yes.
I didn't realize Boston used the same like image of that spaceship in all their albums. Interesting.
I think it'll be cooler than that, but whatever. It's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah, that's a nice. You got a nice collection there, Jeff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, old moon plates.
Base plates.
Yeah, these are actually really fun. These are the figures from minifig.co. They're the alien figures. So we've got Ash, the guy that
that's awesome.
Ripley, and Bishop. So and Newt.
Newt. Oh man, I want those. Where do you get those?
I got them from Kirk. So.
Oh, from Kirk. Okay.
Well, you said minifig.co?
Minifigure.co.uk.
No, okay.
Yeah. I'm going to show you the bricl. So is that okay?
Yeah, for sure. I had a quick look, and you don't even ship to Canada, so.
No.
I don't blame you because shipping to Canada is expensive.
Yeah.
As we discovered previously. Oh. We might have gone into the place where he. Oh, there he is. Okay.
He's back.
You lost you for a second there.
All right, so what we got?
Oh boy.
A modular garage. This stuff I'm keeping, but it's some of my Star Trek and Star Wars figures that I, want. Yeah, so in addition to what I put out there the other day, this is my inventory of things I am selling.
Cool.
Cover the posters. But,
oh, the elves.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like, I'm surprised this hasn't moved yet.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen that before I've seen that in person at a garage sale. Like, not a garage sale, an actual Lego event sale.
Mm-hmm.
It's pricey.
Yeah. And here is a bucket of shame.
No, that's a bucket of sorting to be done. That's like, oh, that's relaxing.
You could turn it into a bucket of fame.
It's true, I could. I could. But like this bulk bin has been interesting because I've found like there's partially built cars, but then there's also like the biggest thing I found was like a partially built Millennium Falcon, like the first one that came out.
Okay,
and,
yeah.
That was pretty cool. So just going through it all. Yeah, that's the current state of things.
Cool. So you were saying that you were talking to your contractors or whatever to figure out how long it was going to take for the house to be ready. I don't think you ever actually said how long or how much longer you have to wait.
Well,
is that an annoying point and that's why we never got to it, or?
This is going to be the master bedroom.
Okay. Needs a floor. Oh wow.
Oh my gosh, this is a big place.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm looking at 3 months.
Oh my god.
Wow, yeah, look at that. Look at that ripped out wall.
Are they there on a regular basis or?
They're starting next week.
Oh, they're starting next week. Okay.
Who demoed? Did you demo?
Me and my father-in-law.
That's cool.
Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah, 3 months. But I mean,
keep your eye on the prize, buddy. It'll be awesome when it's all done.
That's what I keep telling myself.
It will be. And you'll be feeling good and motivated to build and sell and buy and have fun.
Just hurry up and wait.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
I know. Living in a renovation is never easy.
No, this is the nerd wall that's in our entryway.
Yes.
Yes, that's awesome.
That's my favorite. The X-Wing one.
Pretty awesome.
My favorite poster of all time was an Empire Strikes Back one that was basically all the ships. No, it was the Falcon and the TIE fighters in the asteroid field.
Oh yeah.
And I always loved that one, just because it was awesome.
Sure. Oh, so take me up to Big Ten because I'm going after my backyard.
Yeah, I didn't even think about it. I was just busy watching what you're showing.
Oh, looks like we're getting neighbors. Anyway.
Oh, cool.
That was my sister, apparently, based on her text message or her message. Say hi to Mike for us.
Isn't Chris supposed to be joining us? What's going on here?
He did. He talked about it, but he also wrote "I hate landing gear" at one point in the chat. So I know he was working on. He's having landing gear issues. So, and he didn't want to be online cussing, even though we don't mind it here, and we call it swearing because
Yeah, come on.
We're not from the south.
I mean, fucking A, right?
Damn right.
Because that's a Canada A, and then
you got it.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, okay. That's.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No.
Canadian Jeff, is it possible for you to put like a black box behind Canadian brick builders so that it at the top?
Oh, actually, you know what? Yeah, hold on. Even better. I have a few.
Or can you?
Hold on. I'll change it. I have a white on black one. I just have to pull it up. A while ago, I deleted all the different
options.
Yeah. So now I just got to find the. And it doesn't help that I'm. The one time I actually want to see what the images are versus just the text file name. Not there.
Jeff, are things under control where you are in terms of the unspoken sickness?
American Jeff?
Yeah, American Jeff, yeah.
No, not at all.
Bad?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
I live in the South, and I am not saying anything about those that have faith or those that are religious, but God will protect them.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be nice if they used the tools that God gave mankind to use to protect them, though, rather than blind faith. Just saying.
Yeah.
Look, man, everything on this planet was created by a person that was created by a superior being of some sort. And not to link the two with the items that we have and the gifts that we have for mankind is preposterous, is just stupid. Anyway. It's like the old phrase, that's why God invented roller skates.
Invented what?
Roller skates.
It's why God invented roller skates, Yeah.
The moral of the story is get vaccinated, people, please.
Please.
Yeah. Yes.
There are no microchips.
And
if there are, who cares? You get 5G.
Yeah. Better reception.
Yeah. And we had to cancel our lug meeting due to this. So that's a bummer too.
Have they locked down the state type thing, or
no?
Just people are not comfortable going.
Well, that and our lug So our lug leaders, and I've spoken poorly about them in the past, and that was my mistake. But like, they do the whole science thing, and they're like, yeah, probably not a good idea, guys. So that's where we are at, and I don't blame them at all.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Ontario. Go ahead, Jeff.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
You go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say Ontario's. I think it's September 22nd. We're instituting COVID. You got to prove that you've gotten the vaccine to get into most businesses and places of business.
That's the vaccine passport thing.
Yeah, the passport. Yeah. Well, I mean, at the first, it's just going to be a couple of pictures on your phone type thing, and then they'll roll it on that later. But I mean, it just makes sense. Like, why? Like, I know, like, I've had conversations with people. There are some people that can't get out of their house to go get a vaccine, and they're landlocked in their house or whatever, that they're not leaving any house, so they're probably at low risk. But I mean, if you're not leaving your house, then you're probably not going to go to these stores anyhow.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, like I said, there's situations where maybe this vaccine passport doesn't work for them, but
the thing about it is, though, is that, like, on one hand, okay, I'm gonna play devil's advocate here. Okay. It's a lot like papers, please.
Yes, exactly.
And on the other hand, plague.
Yeah.
So it's like, damned if we do and damned if we don't. So, yeah.
Well, I don't know if either of you follow conspiracy theory or know anybody that does. I happen to know somebody close to me that follows conspiracy theory pretty heavily and buys into a lot of it. And the fact that they're calling it like a passport, and it all falls right into that narrative that was being talked about 4 or 5 years ago about how they were going to bring some kind of measure into society that would control population, control birth rate, and this, that, and the other thing. And you know, it just, it's all coincidental, of course, but, well, I shouldn't say of course, what do I know, right? But I believe it's coincidental, but
it's horrible that we've had to, like, take this step. Like, Oklahoma and the states here have implemented this thing called Real ID, and it basically starts and ends as your. It's like everything you need to know, and about a person on a card. And
hey, Chris.
Hey, Chris.
Nice to see you.
What's going on?
We're talking about our favorite subject.
Yeah.
Not Lego. Get vaccinated, people.
I'm vaccinated, and for crying out loud, and my neighbors all need to be. Anyway. I was going to see if I could flip my camera with this, but
you're flipped right now for us. Oh, wow, that flip.
There it is.
Oh, you got the gear?
Yes.
That's a beauty.
Huh.
Holy smokers! That's awesome.
I can't see my angles here.
Where's that front canopy from? That trans dark blue, or is
that's old? That's old. Classic space, or sets or whatever.
Right. Yeah, it was one of the monorail sets had that one, didn't it?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Here's the engines. I'm excited
about. Awesome. We're gonna mute you for a second.
He's got the. He must have the chat open as well, like the video itself, and it's reverberating. Well, that looks awesome, Chris.
It does. Oh, did you mute yourself? Because I.
No.
Oh, yeah. Okay, we hear you now.
Yeah.
I think I had my hand over the microphone when I was spinning it around. So.
That helps. That does it too. So I'm looking at the gray, the blue, and the black, and I'm trying to think. That was one. Was that the robots theme from Lego?
That's Unitron.
Unitron. Yeah. Okay. I was trying to think what theme it was. I couldn't remember.
Well, and in the set, they're only 2, and then the monorail came out. The monorail had additional colors added to it They had stickers with like hologram and neon green, so I did add that as color on.
Cool.
And then use the trans neon colors that the sets use. So I have got to finish the interior, finish the door, and pray I can get the front landing gear to work without it falling over like it has 12 times today. So well, cookie hinges are nice and sturdy, but they have a lot of play in them. So if you don't square things up, it will hit the ground. So.
Hey, Chris, can I ask you, do you build your interior frame first and then build around that, or do you do it the other way around?
This is just basic brick straight up kind of thing. So I just built with slopes and stuff the outside. I just built straight up, but I did build bulkheads across as I went in certain sections for interior space.
Okay.
That also gives me some cross bracing as I build. So it's integrated in. And then basically just build to the point where I'm like, oh, I got to fix all these mistakes, and so I can cover it back up with the top plate. So, but I mean, I have it. Well, I don't know how well this will play, but I have the ability to get interior here. This plate pops up. I don't know if you can see this or not.
Yep, we see it.
We see it a bit.
Right. So this plate pops up here, and then that's the bay. Then this pops up, so this can pop out here.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Yes.
And then I have to basically pop 2 hoses here and a stud on the front, and I can take the front canopy off.
All right.
Backwards, but here's some interior laid out, so you can see the bulkheads laid out there, right?
Yeah.
So
what kind of craft is it? Is it transport craft? Is it battle craft of some sort?
It's a spacecraft.
Well, I know it's a spacecraft, but
I don't know.
Civilian, military.
There was never any real function behind Unitron, except it seemed like they were military. Oh, I like how my halo is spinning. That's nice.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
So there was they didn't have transport containers or anything. So it may have just been military. So this is probably just a battleship, I guess. So.
Cool.
Kind of the equivalent, like the good guy equivalents of Spirius, like a little bit.
They were like because a Spirius robot appears in monorail, kind of maybe representing the other faction. So I don't know if they were friendly. It's like the CIA versus the FBI, or if it was or unfriendly like the FBI and the CIA. I'm not sure. So maybe they were the NSA. That's what it is. That is the classic space NSA.
Wait, that would make Blacktron the Men in Black. Ooh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so y'all did a tour of space to see the mess. So I'll do mine. You ready? I really wish I could flip this camera around because I've got it facing. Oh wait, hang on. Let me see what this. Oh, here it is.
Yeah, I thought it was quite hidden in the online app or the app version.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Hey, there you go.
Ooh, nice.
Phillies.
Okay, so here's build area here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and then this is all the mocks that I've been building, shoving down the table. And this is mock display area here.
Mm-hmm.
All the bricks are under the tables here. And I got a new set of shelves. I'm actually going to go pick up one more set of shelves. But my love of posters has to be sacrificed for the shelving. But now I'm going to have really nice built mock display areas.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is the mess here, the center table here. This island. And there's last year's ship timber still sitting on it.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
And that island's higher too, right? Like that's a standing table?
Yeah, it's a standing table, yeah.
That's
Which
awesome.
I had this envisioned to stand and build, but my fat butt likes a chair. But anyway, so from this area, so that's the build area right there. So,
Mm-hmm.
and this is some more display here. And this is unsorted brick here. Oof. This is the shattered remains of the Atlas that fell. And this is the rest of the room, which is living room space here in the basement.
Very cool.
Well,
I like your Rocketeer poster.
Here's one of the piles of shame. All the there's that's the to be sorted and stuff like that. And then these are Moonbase modules inboxes. We cleaned this room, which is where the air conditioner is.
My goodness.
There's some more sorted. And so we have this large area here. Those are boxes going to be traded in. This is where tires live because no one likes tires. They live in here.
It's a good place for it.
And some other old. So this is from where we moved. And so everything. And then my son is going to start to use this build table here as this is his Spider-Man layout, which
Pow.
Cool.
Yeah,
he's going
awesome.
to like the Spider-Verse stuff happening here.
That's very cool.
That is cool.
He made his new Sandman, which I'm kind of excited about.
That's cool.
Wow.
That's awesome.
So he's got Sandman. He's got anyway. So using the modules here. So and there's a dog turd. I'm going to clean that up. But anyway, so this is the guy that owned this house before us. We're supposed to clear out like all of his build materials, but he left us quite a bit. So let's clear that out one day.
Yeah.
So this is our Lego space. We actually have another room. There's some boxes with ships in them that I need to repair. And then we actually have a whole nother room down here in the basement that's finished out that may become another bit. Maybe when Jake, goes his first few years of college nearby, he will he may move down here and everything. So
yeah.
Anyway, so we actually have a large Lego area. It's a mess, but we have a large Lego area.
Mm-hmm.
And the other Rick has said Shazam.
Hey, Rick.
So that's the first time I've seen the rest of your basement there, Chris. So that was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
We just cleaned out made that storage area where you could actually walk in it because we moved here 4 years ago, but it's still a mess.
Yeah.
So, we finally had some time to get at it last weekend and this weekend. So.
Yeah.
The good thing is that room I was in where Jake's stuff is now is plumbed, so I could put a kitchenette or a Christian non-alcoholic wet bar in there. So.
Right. Good morning, Rick.
Very cool, man.
So
yeah, I haven't done a tour like that. Maybe if I tidy up, I'll do a Lego building tour or whatever for the YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Last year when you were doing those little short videos with you or like the Friday or the Saturday videos, I enjoyed those.
Fun. Those were fun. They were time fillers, especially with COVID going on. But also, man, it takes a long time to edit all that crap.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And I was not a fan.
That's awesome. So hey, you three are here, and you three are the guys, as it were. I know that Jeff and I know that Rick are going to be on the last episode of the month for Tons of Fun with Lego. Presume can we get you on the show?
What day is it?
The last Friday of September.
I will be on vacation. We're going to Jekyll. However, I mean, I may just be hanging around, so I could probably pop in. You know what I'm saying?
It's the 24th.
But yeah, I'm hoping to go to a vacation without having to take anybody to the ER. So that's good.
Yeah, it's a good goal.
Normally, I'd say that's easily obtainable, but with your luck, I'm not gonna. Yeah.
No, you don't want to throw that. I'm not saying anything. So
right. Yeah.
That includes your car as well, right?
Yeah. Actually, I'm gonna take my car back to that guy to get some things fixed. So. I mean, it's not like I can run across town. It's 4.5 hours away, so I have to just do it when I'm down there. So.
Yeah, that's not good.
So what's wrong with the car now?
It's just some the plastic bumper needs some adjusting to keep it in line, or It's just more visual work than anything else. So, but I mean, if he's going to do it, he's got to do it right.
Yeah.
Or the value of my car goes away. So, anyway, God said he would just bring it to him so we can take it down there. No problem.
Except for the fact that it's 4 hours away, so problem.
Yeah, well, it literally is on the way to where we go on vacation. I said, look, I'm going to be down there until end of September. He's like, bring it to me then, and I'll get it fixed. So.
Yeah, well, that's cool.
Well, I mean,
Awesome.
if you're in Noonan, then you got to go to Atlanta Brick Company while you're there. That's just,
Well, this is like 3 more hours from Noonan. So.
Oh, my apologies.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, I was debating after Brick Fair finishes if it's worth the drive over to Noonan afterwards, like a couple hours back from into Georgia to go check that place out.
But, yes, it is.
It is worth it. Yeah, it's just a question of and then driving back up to Cincinnati that same day might be a little too much, but we'll see.
That'll be tough. Yeah.
Yeah. But really depends on schedules. I mean, I'm going to take most of that week off on the way back, just in case weather gets in my way.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know what Maddie will be able to do, at least until we get to Cincinnati.
Yeah, interesting thing. Martin Luther King weekend traditionally, it hasn't been recently, but traditionally has been when we get a snow down here.
Okay.
And I know that's not a big deal for you. Yeah. Everybody here has no idea what to do. So.
Yeah, I'll have snow tires on my car coming down there, so everybody when I'm coming down will be like, "What the heck is this guy doing?
What are those tires?"
What was that? Yeah, what are those?
They'd be like, "What are those tires?" I've had snow tires on the entire year, Jeff. I never took them off.
Oh well, that's not good for your tires either.
No, I know, but I don't drive far anyways.
With the chains, look at that pavement slide.
Yeah, chains are illegal in Canada, for the record, or in Ontario, I should say, at least in southern Ontario.
Oh, really?
Yep. Yeah, we don't need them here, but I mean, as you get into the northern parts, I'm pretty sure they're allowed. And more in mountainous areas in BC and that, you have to chain up.
Aren't they all northern parts because you're in Canada, though?
No, in fact, much of Canada is more south than America.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know that most of your people live south, close to us, where it gets warm. I don't know if you noticed it or not. So,
well, we had a pretty warm summer, that's for sure.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, I think y'all's summer was almost warmer than ours.
It's a weird place sometimes. Yeah. And the weird thing is that it goes from excessively hot and pretty much like clockwork every year. As soon as September 1st hits, boom, it's cold.
Yeah. Yeah, I woke up this morning and I was going to go for a walk and it was 9 Celsius. I'm going to do the conversion as I'm talking.
60 something.
Or Rick can do the conversion 9 C to F. It was 48.2 outside. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, it's a little cool to go for a walk. So maybe when it warms up a bit, it's already it's almost 70 now. So
man,
I do love the calendar on my watch for the
weather. I am looking forward to that weather. Like I love the cold, and in Arizona, it was every once in a while we got a good snow day, but like here it just gets like freezing cold, and I'm like, this is the best thing ever.
I'm more of a fall guy too. Prefer the cooler weather, not cold, but cooler.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's just more enjoyable.
I don't know that I ever liked that TV show, Fall Guy.
Yeah.
It's also weird living in a state that has seasons as opposed to it's hotter than hell or man, it's cold. So, that's nice.
I like the change of seasons, actually.
Same here.
Except for all the leaves falling, because in my neighborhood, my tree is the last tree to lose its leaves. It turns early, but my tree is just resilient and holds on to the leaves forever. So by the time everybody's done in their neighborhood raking up their leaves, then mine start to fall. So I get to rake all theirs because they all blow onto my lawn, and then I get to rake mine afterwards. So it's horrible.
Nice.
Rick is saying he doesn't use anything but all-season tires. My cars are always well maintained. Yeah, in Toronto, I find the snow doesn't hit Toronto as bad. I mean, there's like one storm every year or two that's pretty bad.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm Well, I mean, even in my area, like I'm about an hour and a half northeast of Toronto, and it's not as bad for me. But when you get out towards the west end, like west of Toronto, that's where into like we get the higher elevations there. And I mean, by higher elevations, I'm talking 400 or 500 feet, maybe a little bit more. But that area is just considered the snow belt, and the snow drops there, and then once the elevation drops, it warms up enough that it isn't as bad.
But the thing about snow tires is it's not about snow; it's about the temperature.
Well, it's about the slipperiness, and yeah.
Yep.
They're
Like
just
the
better
softer
performance.
rubber grips the road better than an all season.
Yeah.
And then when you drive them in the summer, the grip is unbelievable because the tires are melting.
Yeah, pretty much. And I mean, in Quebec, it's snow tires are mandatory in Quebec. Anywhere in Quebec, you have to have snow tires on your vehicle as of, I think, the 1st of November or late October.
Okay.
So, and I mean, I think that's a good rule to have because it's just that much safer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But you know, we'll never convince people from Toronto to do that, right, Rick? The other Rick?
Yeah.
So, but I mean, when I buy a new vehicle, I just ask for snow tires to be thrown in on the deal.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it just makes it that much easier. I mean, my dealer has a storage container that they just store them in during the off season. So I go in once a year, pay $50, have it switched out. I'm getting an oil change done at the same time. So,
yep.
You know,
It's not bad.
Yeah. Of course, it's usually the last minute call. It's like, we're getting snow in the next couple of weeks and I need to go somewhere.
It sounds about right, yeah.
Yeah. So, oh, this one's taking forever to take apart. I think I got all the 2x played off. Now let's go for 1x.
I hear my son rambling around. I got to go take him to lunch. So,
all right.
No breakfast for him. He's just waking up. So,
gotcha. So you're going to the Waffle House?
Probably so.
Awesome.
Enjoy your lunch. It was good seeing you, man.
Yeah, thanks for popping in, Chris.
Yeah.
Better, Chris.
Actually, lunch sounds good right about now. I got pizza upstairs, so I might jet as well, get some lunch.
All right.
Are you going to stay on for a while, Jeff?
I can always do one later on if you guys want to drop off for a bit or something.
Okay.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Emily is emerging from her eternal sleep, so I've got to, do husband stuff.
That's fine. Well, I mean, if anybody wants to jump on later, send me a message and I'll create a quick StreamYard and we can jump in again. I'm going to be doing this for most of the day, so.
All right.
So
I'm set to stream tonight at 9 with some people on Instagram. So cool. If you're on again, I'll drop in when I can.
Yeah. All right. Sounds good.
Cool. All right. Okay, guys. Right. Take it easy. Have a good day, Jeffs.
Yeah. You too.
Later, everybody. See you, Rick. See you, Jeff.
I'll just end the broadcast. See you guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.